I lost my house. I lost everything in it. And thank God I'm still living. I survived the tornado. My son, he survived. I'm doing a video to let y'all know right now, man, cherish life. Cherish life as much as you can.
Tray, it is so good to see you.
Yeah.
And I mean that with the utmost
Thank
respect,
you.
admiration, and gratitude, because you've been through so much.
Yeah, Marissa, you know you my sister, you know, and Fox 5 is my family. And like I was sharing with you, you know, off camera, when you go through something like me, Malachi, our son, Aisha, my wife, surviving a EF2 tornado, 135 miles per hour winds that totally just destroyed our entire home, we look death in the eye. But when you're able to come out on the other side of that and see the light and see the support that we've been getting from you all, from people around the world, it just lets you know right there, it's time to cherish life more, you know, and material things. You know, of course we need cars, we need money to pay bills and different things like that, but you can't worship things like that, you know. It's about being in your family's life, telling your loved ones how much you care about them, how much you're there for them, because in a snap of a finger, everything could be gone. I knew what it was like to have everything up until May 29th, 2025 at 3:30 p.m. I watched my walls, you know, fly towards my face, you know, my TVs, all of my material possessions that I had in that house. I had my eyes open when that house was crumbling, you know. So, and, you know, I want to like be clear with people that this is definitely not a godly act. It was just a natural disaster, you know, and it happened to happen that day. We were having a beautiful day. Of course, y'all remember that that month of May, I was promoting the 23th anniversary of The Wire.
You were here on Fox 5
I was here
talking about
promoting it. And literally a couple of weeks later, you know, on May 29th, me and Malachi were doing some press in Atlanta. And we go home, Malachi goes to his room. He said, Dad, I'm gonna go to my room and play the game, which was upstairs. We had a 2-story home. So he goes upstairs, and I go in my room, sit on the edge of my bed, and the rain, it was drizzling a little bit that day, but it just didn't sound like rain for some reason. Then the wind didn't sound like wind, and once that wind picked up, it sounded like it was a train beside me. And next thing you know, my bed levitates up in the air, along with myself. So the first thing you do when things are flying towards you in a tornado, you brace up, and I'm in the whirlwind of it.
You're
you know,
in the funnel.
I'm in it, right? And I know I may have been unconscious for maybe like a minute, but when I woke up, of course I was wrapped in sheets. I was covered in blood, and when I took the sheets back off of my head, my roof was gone. It was in my neighbor's yard, which was a mile away.
Your son was 100 feet
He got thrown
away.
100 feet, size of a football field. Some of the injuries, just to be clear, Malachi suffered from broken ribs, his neck broke, spine, brain injury, every bone in his face fractured. You know, he has a titanium plate on the right side of his face. If you see how well that it's healing now, you wouldn't know. But just to, you know, look at my son from the time it happened, May 29th, by the time the paramedics and the ambulance got there, thank God my wife wasn't in the house, Aisha, but just to see her pull up to the house that we had built in 2020, 5 years later, totally gone, destroyed. She collapses in my neighbor's arms. Luckily, they were there to catch her. By that time, it may have been 30 to 45 minutes. We still hadn't found Malachi. Because when I looked up, I looked to my right from pulling those sheets back with the roof gone. I see nothing. It's bricks on my back. But when I look to my left, it's just pavement. So where his room would have been, all of our belongings, nothing. And when I tell you, Marissa, we lost everything, like every single thing, including the car. So the car was smashed under the house. And but just to be able to sit here now
and talk about it,
it's therapeutic for me, because that's one thing I wanted to share. Now I understand mental health. I understand how important therapy is. I've been in therapy 3 days a week, because just my trauma is aggressive. And, just waking up every day and thinking about waking up under that house and feeling helpless as well, which my therapist is helping me with, because the helpless part comes in with me not being able to protect Malachi, as a father, provider, protect husband. It's like I couldn't, in that moment, it shows that we have no control.
It's like compounded trauma.
Yeah.
I want to get you back on Malachi, because I was following you and
Yeah.
we were messaging
Yeah.
as well as recovery was happening. Things were touch and go with him for
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
So take me back to that period where he wasn't out of the woods yet and you and your
Yeah.
wife were really praying for his survival.
Yeah, so when he was thrown 100 yards, 300 feet, it was chaos. And mind you, it was still pouring, it started pouring down, raining. So while this is happening, I wake up from under the house, I jump up, I'm looking for Malachi, my neighbors in Locust Grove, Henry County, some of the best neighbors in the world. They're running, Tray, you might need to sit down. You could be having a heart attack. What? And I'm like, your son they said your house just got hit by the tornado. And I'm like, well, my son was in the house. Where's my son? So they're confused. They're like, what do you mean? I said, my son was in the house upstairs. So that's when the search started for him. But the ambulance and the paramedics, none of them, the Henry County Fire Rescue Squad, they wasn't there yet. So it might have been 45 minutes to an hour before we actually found him. But it really plays out, Marissa, like a movie, because when Aisha pulls up, she's looking, she collapses in the neighbor's arms. Then she runs over to me, she pats me down, and I'll never forget when she said, where's Malachi? The worst thing I've ever said to my wife in 23 years of being together is, I don't know where our son is. Because we really just had no clue or no idea. But once the ambulance and the paramedics started to pull up, a good neighbor, good friend of mine named Curtis, he was the one that found Malachi. He found Malachi, which was 100 yards, because they did the measurements. Like when everybody got there, they did the measurements, and it was literally a football field, him in the woods. And they said that he was just laying on his back, and it was things, our belongings around him.
Gosh, you know what I saw? Angels.
Carrying
your son. I literally just saw that when you said it.
And I just thought about that too when you say that, because I know the story is he was thrown. Okay, yeah, he was thrown out the house, but carrying is different, because that's protection, and the only way we survived that was God. It's no other way. It's no other way that you wake up under a house, collapse with a house, and then just you seeing the pictures of the house and everything and all the belongings gone. It's like, okay, this is the ultimate test that becomes the testimony. If they went through that, if the Chaney family went through that, anybody that's having problems or going through the struggle or trials and tribulations, you can overcome anything. Because just to be sitting here now, having everything up into the 29th. As many times as I come here to promote my movies, my shows, and Malachi, Aisha, our clothing lines, and it's like, okay, I got a wake-up call in the sense of none of that stuff matters. Life matters. Cherish your loved ones and cherish your friends and family that's there to support and, love one another more, And now to be sharing the story, it's therapeutic. And it's even therapeutic for Malachi as well, because a lot of people don't know, Malachi doesn't remember May 29th, the day of the tornado, to June 11th. So even looking at our son, our 19-year-old son, turn back into a newborn baby, I had to look at my son from May 29th to today, 118 days. I seen his face rearranged. I seen the broken bones, the neck brace, and then to see how the human body actually heals. it's
Gives you a deeper appreciation.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming on Motivation with Marissa. I can't think of somebody more motivating and motivational than you, because you have survived and experienced, I would say, every part of the human condition, from the highest to the lowest.
Yeah.
So as you look ahead, I know you have other projects. You have your oil and fragrance line. You mentioned the clothing line. What's keeping you motivated from here on out?
Just the joy of waking up every single day. Because now I understand how our experience on the 29th with surviving that EF2 tornado, 135 miles per hour winds, that could have been it. You know, it may not have been having this conversation right now, you know, and just to wake up every day and to call my mother and call my father and my sister, you know, just to speak to my family members. It's like, okay, this is what life is about. So that's what keeps me going. And then to be able to share an overcoming message. Like, I have a different perspective on life now. It's like my purpose is to inspire, motivate, encourage through love as much as possible. And I just want to, you know, let families out there know whatever it is that you're going through, you can get through. You know, if you just stay focused and you keep going. A lot of people look at me now and they say, how do you stay focused through all of this? But it's like more than half the battle is won when you wake up. So me waking up, you know, and being able to say, hey, now I got to add tornado survivor to my resume. You know, I never thought I would be sitting here with my Fox 5 family speaking about something like this, but I'm grateful and thankful that I'm able to share it, you know. And I encourage a lot of people out there that might be going through, you know, traumatic, devastating experiences to take mental health serious. Therapy is really helping me. And I was somebody, you know, before this happened, I never thought I would need therapy, you know, and because I felt like, you know, people, they watch me, you know, hustle, they watch me grind, work out.
You can by yourself, essentially.
But seriously, like, people need to take mental health more serious and speak to somebody if they're going through anything, because you can't do it by yourself. You know? You've
definitely proven that. Thank you so much. We're so proud of you. We love you. You prove that there is light and life after the storm.
Light and life.
Thank you for the reminder. Thanks for joining me here on Motivation with Marissa.
Thank you.